Hey everyone, I'm Mike and I'm here with Isaac,
Mm.
and we're here to talk about the PlayStation State of Play that just happened very recently. There was some pretty cool stuff announced during this State of Play, and there's a little bit of things I want to talk about here and there. I know I caught the tail most of it. I was actually having internet problems while the whole thing was going on. I know he was at work, just kind of like briefly browsing and listening to it, but we got most of the stuff, and obviously we went back and saw all the trailers and the announcements. So I guess yeah, to start things off was that Kenya Scar of Komosa. I say Komosa. Yeah, I think it's Komosa game. Now this was basically a sequel to the other Kenya game that was basically revealed at the beginning. That was a launch title for the PlayStation 5, and from what I saw, it's a very like picturesque, Pixar-esque like adventure game, Zelda style action adventure game. It looked pretty good. I mean, for PlayStation, I mean, this could easily be like PlayStation's like Legend of Zelda type game. And I also saw it had some like Okami, a little bit of Okami, a little bit of Breath of the Wild in there. A very interesting game. Now I know that we were discussing this before this recording. You said that you had absolutely no idea that the original like Kenya game got released.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, it's just like, is there anything in particular about the game that like
No,
like no nothing?
no. It's just like another like Zelda-ish game. I mean, it looks
It looks
okay,
nice.
but it's really not really appealing. It's not. I'm not gonna say it's not appealing. It's 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 just it's a nicely well done, typical Zelda-esque game. Your adventure game and stuff like that. Again, nothing against the game, but looks okay.
Yeah, that's very cool. I guess another thing that was announced was Ghost of Yotei Legends. Now, I'm not a big fan of like Ghost. Not a big fan. I've never played the first Ghost of
You haven't played
Tsushima
either,
game.
so
I played Cheetah.
so
He
you
played.
probably have no real interest of it though.
I
But the fact that
mean,
they are doing a Ghost of Yotei Legends download for this again, like they did with the with the
Ghost
other
of
game,
Tsushima Legends
Ghost of
had of
Tsushima was pretty cool.
mhm.
So yeah, it seems like they're taking the same route with the sequel,
Yeah, basically
which is
just
pretty cool. It was dealing with more of the mythology of Japan, just
yeah. I
Japan
mean,
lore.
I've obviously again never played it, but I watched people play it, and like the co-op mode was a pretty cool addition to the
Mm.
original Ghost of Tsushima. So the fact that they're doing another free update to that
Sucker Punch.
to
Yep.
that, I'm sure that's honestly I think that's probably gonna be
And it's free.
yeah, it's free. It's a free update. I feel like a lot more people are gonna get a lot more mileage out of the Legends game
Mm,
mode, just
yeah,
like with Ghost of Tsushima.
that's
And
dropping March 10th.
it's actually March 10th, and
Mm,
then it's gonna have a raid mode in April.
cool,
So that's cool.
nice.
Ghost Silent Hill Ghost Townfall. That was a little bit of a surprise. I believe, yeah, it's a first person spin-off, and I believe it's not set in the original Silent Hill town. I believe it's set in a different location from what I
I
remember.
don't know. Personally though, this looks actually quite impressive. Honestly, I gotta admit, this actually looked a lot horror more horror influence. I get what's my words? I'm bleeping up on words. It's really
Psychological
more
horror, yeah.
psychological horror. It
Well,
felt like it really embraced the horror than Resident Evil Requiem.
yeah, well, Silent Hill has always been more about psychological horror rather than
Yeah,
like,
but and I say that though because like Capcom, after what Resident Evil 6, they went back more. They started to borrow more from the indie scape when it came to doing the horror games, and that's when they started to do a lot more like Resident Evil RE7 and Village was really well done games where it seemed like they were really going back to embracing more of the spooky horror aspect.
mhm.
When back in the last games it was more action packed, like it
Yeah,
with horror elements, and it feels like now with Requiem, it seemed like they were going with that until they introduce Leon, and
They're trying. It seems like they're trying to pull a Resident Evil 6 again.
they're trying to blend both modes
Yeah.
together, and it just comes off of it. It just it took away. I feel like it feels like it's a little bit being disingenuous with what they've done with 7 and 8. Bringing Leon back, like Leon feels so out of character now in this game. Watching it, I know people are going to get excited because Leon's back, but when I watched it, it's like, okay, I like what they were doing with the Resident Evil franchise and then they brought him back. It just kind of threw the whole game off, like they were trying to go back to that old style. So that's why I feel like Silent Hill felt like it's really embracing the horror aspect of it, which I was really intrigued by.
I mean, well, again, like Silent Hill they've always been like two different sides of one coin. Like, again, like Resident Evil's more spooky, Silent Hill's more psychological.
Yeah.
And I do think that obviously them going first person is going to lean a little bit more towards spooky because you're more susceptible to jump scares in a first person's perspective.
Yeah.
Rather than in third person.
I think that was my argument too. I think like Resident Evil was embracing more of the spooky / psychological gameplay, which really really kind of revived Resident Evil. So kind of weird that they're going back.
Yeah, well, regardless on like Silent Hill,
but
Townfall, obviously
it's sorry, I had to
doing it differently.
I had to bring that in.
So yeah, obviously it's doing something a little different, and I think if they can, keep in theme with Silent Hill well enough, not try to go too deep into the action kind of style, like with some like Resident Evil games or even some of the past Silent Hill games, I think it could be really cool. Death Stranding 2 finally coming to PC. I mean, it's Death Stranding.
I haven't played both.
I haven't played, but neither have I.
Maybe I'll get to it. I have no clue. Maybe, maybe I do. Maybe I won't.
Yeah, obviously it's a love it or hate it game series.
It's interesting.
And obviously it appeals to some, but not everybody. And well, it's coming to PC, so those who really like the first game will finally get to play it on PC. Legacy of Kain. Another series that I'm not too familiar with. I played the first Soul Reaver. I played Soul Reaver, yeah.
Yeah. Not much of Legacy of Kain, but I did play Soul Reaver too as well. So the fact that we're getting Defiance Remaster on that, it's gonna be very interesting to see if people are really even if new people are interested in it. Maybe maybe not. Maybe it's really kind of being focused on us. But yeah, a lot of remasters in this state of play. A lot of interesting remasters.
Or re-releases. Speaking of which, Rayman's 30th anniversary is coming, which is a game that I enjoyed playing as a kid. Played the PC port of Rayman, the first Rayman game. Never beat it, but I got stuck on a few levels and a few bosses. But I've always loved the music of the first Rayman game. I still kind of listen to it every now and then. And so the game being re-released is pretty cool. That being said, I'm wondering if this 30-year anniversary will add the uncompleted levels of Rayman 2, because originally Rayman 2 was going to be a direct sequel to Rayman 1 in the 2D style, but they dropped the development of Rayman 2 and redeveloped it into a full 3D game. I believe it was during the Dreamcast era. But and what they did finish was basically like unreleased. I think it was released in another like game as like a little like bonus. So I'm wondering if they will include those unfinished levels in this anniversary collection. I think that.
Right now it's Ubisoft. Well, who knows what Ubisoft is doing at the moment? I'm even shocked that they released the 30th anniversary. I'm even shocked that they even remember they have Rayman on their IP at this point, on the catalog at this moment. So the fact that we're even getting a 30th anniversary is
it's shocking.
A little surprised, to be honest.
Yeah. Now, the most ridiculous game that was revealed was Project Windless. I know. I was watching this the trailer, and I was so confused. Is like, is that a giant anthropomorphic chicken man? And apparently, yeah, it's based on a novel called The Bird That Drinks Tears. I've never heard of this storybook, but it looked like a ridiculous story. A ridiculous, like, yeah. You play
Pretty much, this is the sequel to Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg.
Nah,
So Billy Hatcher comes back as an Afro
nah,
chicken and ready to take on the entire
Billy
village.
Hatcher was a human.
That is
like,
this is the sequel to that. This is a grittier John Wick version of this game.
Like,
That's honestly going to be sitting and dropping off. That I actually I was confused because, like I said, I was work and I was looking at this. I was like, what is that a chicken? And as them going back and rewatching the trailer to this, I was like, oh, this is pretty dope, man. I think I liked it. See, I like this. This is where I feel like video games shine the most, when you do something that's really out of the norm and out of the crazy. Something like this. I think a project like this just really kind of gets me pumped and excited. So hopefully, with Project Windless, I hope we get more of this. In terms of what they wanted to achieve with this game, though, but I think that it's this kind of crazy style, this style of taking risk and the design of it that leaves me very intrigued.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't agree that it's a sequel to Billy Hatcher, because I would say more along the lines of Mort the Chicken too, but like
Billy Hatcher, grittier Billy Hatcher, or Cockadoodle Doo.
I say Mort the Chicken, Mort the Chicken, better example, but regardless, it does look like a cool thing. More footage of Pragmata got revealed.
I don't know what to make of this game.
It's a strange game. Like it's like action sci-fi, and
all I just know is a weekend visit their headquarters at Capcom to check this game out.
I mean, it looks intriguing.
That's all I got from it.
I kind of just wanted I just want to know more about it. I wanted to actually learn more about the world and stuff like that, more so than the actual gameplay itself. And yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I mean, I'll definitely check it out and see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Also, they did show off more of Resident Evil Requiem.
Yeah, again, I've said what I need to say about this game. I think I lost some of my interest once they introduced Leon Kennedy. Again, I know he's the fan favorite, and I do think in the trailer that he goes back to revisit, because it's back in Raccoon City, which makes sense for Leon Kennedy to be reintroduced. But again, it just feels like a backward step for what they've tried to reestablish the franchise, bringing this style of gameplay back. It's not even just Leon Kennedy; it's just bringing back the action-packed style gameplay. Just kind of took me out of the whole horror part of it.
Well, I don't think there is necessarily anything wrong with having some action, because that's kind of what they've established Leon to be ever since Resident Evil 4. You can definitely still have some horror as long as you don't overdo it, like with Resident Evil 6.
5, well, yeah, it got bad.
And 5, yes, and a little bit of 5.
And then 6.
5 and 6
really
where they
went overboard.
When it started being horror and started just like an action thriller.
It started to feel like Fast and the Furious, like Resident Evil style edition. And again, I just feel like what they managed to establish with RE and to kind of reintroduce that style of gameplay just feels really out of place with what they're trying to accomplish. That's just me. So
well, obviously they can't go backwards with Leon at this point. Obviously they can't go back to Resident Evil 2 Leon, where he's just like, a frail rookie cop. Obviously with Resident Evil 4, they established them as this trained professional. So,
and it looked like in the trailer, like it looks like he's corrupted. Like he looks like he's affected.
Probably. I mean, yeah.
Did you watch the trailer to that?
I mean, I don't want to make any assumptions about what's going on with Leon, but yeah, I do see where you're going.
Because he looked at his hand. I just noticed when he looked at his hand, maybe he's infected or something. But whatever.
Yeah.
I said my. Don't know about that.
Star Wars Galactic Racer. Actually, this looked really cool. And now I've always loved the Star Wars Episode 1 Racer game. And it's Pod Racer.
It's a sequel to Pod Racer. Let's call it what it is. It is literally the sequel to Pod Racer.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, they've already attempted a sequel to like Episode 1 Racer, and it wasn't as great. It lost a lot of the pacing and the breakneck speeds.
Oh, really?
And the gameplay elements of the original. So yeah, it wasn't as good. It wasn't as popular.
But
this looks like it's leaning back in that direction. I don't want to make any like what's the word I'm thinking? I don't want to get super hyped because I feel like they could still screw this up somehow, but it looks promising.
I didn't want to get excited for it because I got excited for a little bit, knowing that they're finally making a sequel to Pod Racer, but I guess only to realize that this game's coming out in 2026, and I'm just worried about the first time they hit us with microtransactions on get a new Pod Racer. Oh, do you want the old Anaconda Pod Racer? Here we go. So it like my excitement literally like just disappeared.
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh. Right off the bat.
Yeah. So, Dead or Alive turning
30 big old 30.
Yeah, 30 years old and getting
big old 30 double D's.
Yeah. Okay, but it's Dead or Alive 6 got last round getting re-released on like various different calls, PC and I believe on Office of PS5.
I might pick that up. Did they mention a price point for that?
I don't think so, but I do know it's going to be free to play. So it's going to have like character rotations and then you buy into the packages. I'm not completely against that. I just as long as the pricing makes sense.
But
because I mean, you can do a free to play fighting game well enough as long as the pricing is say like it's free. You have a few characters. Buy the characters you like playing, and then like pay like $40 to unlock everything.
Didn't Dead or Alive 6 introduce that?
Yes.
I believe 5 did. Right?
I think 5 also did that.
So this isn't new.
Also,
Killer Instinct did as well. Yeah. So they did something like that.
And you also
they did
have
like a trial rotation.
Yeah, and then you have failed experiments like Tekken Revolution. The only good thing about Tekken Revolution was the music. But
Speaking of Tekken, Dark Resurrection is going to be on PS Plus, yeah.
But it's the PSP version, not the PS3 version, which exists. I don't know why they went with the PSP version of Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection.
Yeah,
but
it is a little weird.
Because you have the downscale resolution and everything. So like they went with that. It's just like, ugh, I don't get it. But yeah, at least it's there. Yako Shinobi Ops, made by the same people who made the original Tenchu series, is making an isometric stealth action game, but it also has like, low fantasy with Japanese monsters and stuff like that. I kind of wish it wasn't isometric. I kind of wish it was just a direct sequel to the Tenchu games, but I'll take what I can get when it comes to this kind of like stealth action. So cool, I would say. Yeah.
Interesting. First Light, another look into 007. I don't know what to make of this. It looks good. I'm not hating on it. I'm honestly not hating on it or what they want to be able to achieve. I think it's definitely gonna be interesting to know that the face of James Bond isn't a Pierce Brosnan or Sean Connery or even a Daniel Craig at the moment. So. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how people take to First Light as a game, too. Although, did you hear about the ridiculous pre-order for this?
Nope. What is it?
I think it was like... Okay, I don't want to quote this wrong. I think you have to look this up, too. It was like a ridiculous $200 pre-order. I might have been wrong, but it was something ridiculous. Like, It was just for like the entire bundle of the game. It was something really stupid though, but that got people a little upset with the release of First Light. Again, don't want to throw out numbers out there though, but you know, who's making First Light? I totally forgot. Is it
IO
Sony?
Interactive, the people that made the
Hitman series?
games, yeah.
Okay, Hitman series. Yeah. Okay, so that would honestly make sense. Okay.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure they also did like a collab.
They did. Yes.
in
Yes. You're absolutely right.
In the Hitman World of Assassins game, where you can team up with James Bond.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah. They also announced.
No, you don't team up with James Bond. You just play in the James Bond world. You try to take you actually assassinate
one of James Bond's like
the villain from Casino Royale, played by Matt Magnuson.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, Metal Gear
Speaking
Solid
of
Collection, Master Collection 2, Metal Gear Solid 4, and Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker from the PSP. Metal Gear Solid 4 from the PS3, which is great because I heard they were having issues trying to port Metal Gear Solid 4 from the PS3 because of how it was coded. So it looks like they finally figured out how to get that working on other hardware, which is great. And they also included Metal Gear Ghost Babel from the Game Boy, I think. From the Game Boy Color is also going to be in the collection, which is pretty crazy. I'm also kind of wondering if the collection is going to include the multiplayer, the Metal Gear Solid 2.
I doubt it.
I doubt it because I know
that's its own kind of infrastructure altogether.
Yeah. I mean, the recent re-release of Metal Gear Solid 3 Delta Snake Eater has the Fox Hunt game mode, which was a free update. And it's, even though it's not like Metal Gear Online, it's its own distinct thing. It's kind of cool that they released a game mode that's still set within the Metal Gear Solid 3 mythos. So I'm wondering maybe they could do the same thing for Metal Gear Solid 4 and Peace Walker.
It's a possibility.
Because they both had their own like multiplayer modes. Funny they didn't include Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops because that was technically more or less just Metal Gear Solid 3, but with more lore, like in between lore, more explanations within the story. With that, I still think it would be cool if they added portable ops, but it is what it is. I'm not even gonna mention the Darwin's paradox thing because I have no idea what that is. Castlevania Belmont's Curse, and a brand new Castlevania game made by the Dead Cell creators. Are working on this game, so that's pretty cool.
And this is focused on Trevor Belmont, right? This is
Did
I hear that correct?
Yes, Trevor Belmont.
This is from the Castlevania Netflix series.
Yeah, I see. I have no idea.
Sure. I don't know if they're using the same character designer model though, but that's where I know Trevor Belmont from the Castlevania. From the series, what's Revenue R teaser trailer? What is Revenue R?
I have no idea. I that one I didn't see, actually. I didn't see most of. I know. I mean, people say it looks cool, but I didn't see much of it. Sorry, so I can't really comment on that. New John Wick game. I know John Wick's popular, really very popular character. Yeah, it looks crazy. Obviously, very John Wick game, very John Woo-ish, action, and looks very faithful to the films.
You know what? The issue right now is like so many people have been inspired by John Wick movies to incorporate that into a lot of gameplay mechanics. When it's actually time for a John Wick game to actually be made, it's not as actually good. You notice that?
Yeah,
like I go back to when Matrix was a big deal, when everything was slow mo and all that stuff was cool, and then Max Payne did it, and Max Payne nailed it. Only for like them to make a Matrix game, and it was not that good.
Yeah, gotcha.
So
it's just obviously you're just gonna cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Marathon having a stress test in 2 weeks.
That's pretty big. What's your take on this? But with Marathon, I know it's had a lot of issues and controversy in terms of stolen art and
Yeah, the story art and the gameplay not being very inspired.
intuitive or inspired. Yeah,
Um, I mean, it looks okay. I'm not the biggest fan of extraction shooters. I mean, I have been playing a little bit of Arc Raiders with friends. I usually don't play that by myself. I mean, I could give it a try. If I mean, I kind of like Arc Raiders, so this could be another interesting experience. Funny enough, though, I don't like the slight change they made to the visuals because as much issue you give to obviously the stolen art and the weird character designs that they got with, I thought that at least the visuals were very unique. And now they have this piss filter on the visuals, and I kind of don't like that. I kind of wish they stuck with the bizarre, far out, colorful visuals instead of like adding like yellow and brown to the visuals.
yeah.
Really think they shouldn't have.
At
Done
least
that.
the visuals
Stood out. Yeah,
yeah,
it was
gave something that
distinctive.
stood out. It was distinctive. It had this really kind of almost like Lego colored palette
It was like
to it.
Lego. It was just like psychedelic, like very psychedelic.
Well, because it feels like the robots are very plastic. That's why I kind of it did that Lego-ish texture to it with the robots, along with the color palette and everything that they were trying to do with it. Again, I still have no idea what the story is. I think I even saw a video of last year when they were trying to get it off the ground. Pretty much it. So
I got probably like two more things I'll definitely like to discuss before ending this off. Marvel ToolCon is finally has a release date, and it is August 6th, just like 2 days before my birthday, which is nice. And they revealed a full team of Storm, Magic, Wolverine, and the first original character, Danger, which is basically a robotic physical version of the Danger Room, the X-Men's Danger Room, given physical form, which is pretty cool. And the game finally has English voice acting, and a lot of the voice actors are the same voice actors that play the respective roles in Marvel Rivals, which is really cool. So you got Steve Bloom back, and the other chick, I'm sorry, I forgot her name. The person who plays Magic, I do like her voice. And I mean, I'm still obviously me and him went back and forth discussing our issues with the game regarding whether or not the gameplay is going to hold up, if they're going to like try to flesh out the combat a little more, make it a little bit looser, give a little bit more freedom to how you approach combos.
Well, that's what you talked about. To me, I just think this game has a hard, difficult time trying to get past Marvel versus Capcom. I just think it will always.
Obviously.
Everybody's going to have that on their minds while sitting down playing in this game, and I think that's the biggest hurdle that this game has to get over. Idea, because again, you have to give me a reason or why 4x4 isn't just another. It's not enough of a reason for me just to jump on this game. Like we said, it just feels too gimmicky right now. Of just added another 4-player to it when we discussed that you can dominate the game with one character and the other 3 are just bystanders. So this game hasn't really demonstrated enough in how they really going to incorporate this 4v4 matchup. Now, like you said, they're going to go do another stress test, and hopefully there's more communication on stressing that out. But everything that I've watched has just seemed not interested. Again, it's nothing against Arc Systems and what they do, but it's this tokens has left me uninterested or desired. So, but like you said, it's coming out soon, and maybe there's a demo where I could sit down and get my hands on it and just sit down and try to play with it. But it's gonna have to me, it's gonna have a hard time when I'm thinking, okay, I played Wolverine this way back on Marvel versus Capcom, and trying to get over that hump for me I think it's gonna be a tad difficult.
Yeah, I get you. I guess the last thing I did want to mention was that they are remaking
What's the biggest announcement?
the biggest announcement.
How you gonna
The
forget?
biggest, and I don't want to forget, obviously. But yeah, God of War, the God of War trilogy is getting completely remade.
1, 2, and 3.
1, 2, and 3 is getting completely remade, which is great.
Here's a question: when they say remaster, are we gonna get like remastered in the way that we're getting with the current God of War games right now was Ragnarok?
Oh, that is a good question.
Or
I have
is
no idea.
That it? Because like they just said
remake,
just
remaster,
remaster,
trilogy remake. No, remake.
A remake.
Yeah.
I always get confused with remakes.
Like
and
remasters are more like upscaling the game, updating the gameplay a little bit, but keeping the original like look and feel intact. Remake is completely like
they said remake.
The game from the ground. Yeah, they said remake.
So this is ground up.
Yeah, ground up. Yes.
So if that is the case, then it looks like it's going to be more in par with the current state of God of War games. If that's what they're going to go with,
with the rebooted like God of War. Rebooted, I kind of hope not, because as good as fun as that is, I like the original God of War gameplay because it's more like a
Devil May Cry style of gameplay.
Exactly, it's a Western take of like the J action, stylish action combat, and I prefer that.
Because I was thinking that are they going to go that route, or
I hope so.
Do one or the other?
Because I really hope they don't go the God of War reboot like route with
the current state of like the Ragnarok state.
The Ragnarok, or the son of boy game.
I mean, it seems like it's gonna be the latter, because I feel like they want all the games, especially for this current generation, who've focused on Ragnarok and Son of Boy. I think they want all those games to feel updated. They want the original trilogy to still be updated with that.
I don't want the Greek trilogy is so much different than the Norse trilogy. I really want them to stay.
And here's another thing: if that's the case, are they going to explore Egyptian mythology? I feel like that has to be the next step now for the God of War.
Who knows? All I know is that focusing on what I've announced now is that remaking the original game is. I'm hoping that the gameplay of the originals is intact, and the story and some of the more raunchy elements, like we all know about the sex mini game. I hope they don't remove that, because I know
I don't think they will. I don't think they will.
Because I know in today's day and age, people want to be more mindful of how certain depictions, but
but even in that moment, it really nothing. It was just.
It's just a dumb little mini game.
Dumb little mini game with moans in the background. So
you don't have to participate.
They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna change that.
But you know how some people are. If you it's just depicting certain people in certain ways, people are gonna make a stink about it on social media.
I don't think they're gonna make a stink about it. Again, you don't even see the act.
Exactly. It's just like and technically it does add to the character of Kratos, how he used to do these kinds of things in order to mask the pain of him losing his loved ones. So it's not like it was just thrown there.
I think you're reading too deep into
No. I am not thinking too deep into this. If you actually, because a lot of people, when they see God of War, because there's one of the biggest misconceptions with the new God of War reboot is that, oh my God, the God of War series has finally matured. It's finally for like adults. It's not this game for raunchy teenagers. And it's like, no, like the God of War games have always been deep. If you actually look past the blood and tits, there's a very deep story that a lot of people are forgetting. And I just want to put that out there. That being said, one other thing was announced that God of War: Sons of Sparta, a prequel game that shows Kratos growing up with his brother, it looks pretty cool. It's more of a Metroidvania style game, and it's
nice
available
little
now.
prelude.
Yeah,
Nice
prelude
little
story.
prelude. Just to kind of give everybody their taste of God of War. And speaking of that, the original actor who did
T.C. Carson.
Carson, yeah, man. I know him from days of Living Singles back in the 90s. Any 90s babies out there, that's why I've watched Living Singles. That's my remember of TC Carson back
Yeah,
in the day.
he has a good voice. I like his voice.
Yeah, a lot of actors from the 90s that did sitcoms. There were big sitcoms back in the 90s, along with Christopher Judge too.
I mean,
as
yeah,
well.
no offense to
Fantastic
Christopher
from,
Judge, but I like
but
TC
TC
Carson's
Carson voice. Yeah, but they're friends. Like they're really cool with each other, man.
Yeah,
back in the days of Stargate one. I also remember, yeah, Christopher Judge when he did a lot of the Stargate series as well. CG Carson, awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing Living Singles. So,
I mean, yeah, that.
so other than that,
Yeah,
Kingdom
that's
Hearts.
basically it. Yeah, I have no idea what Kingdom Hearts 4 is.
Where are you? Honestly, where
It feels like a fever
Kingdom,
dream that, like, I feel like.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I'm kind of even surprised they're doing a Kingdom Hearts 4, considering doesn't like Kingdom Hearts 3 wrap up Sora's story?
I have not even played.
That's
Kingdom
what
Hearts.
that's what it was supposed to do, was wrap up Sora's like story. And you have Kingdom Hearts 4, like Sora's back again. I have no idea where it is. It's hopefully it's not in development hell, but I mean, it didn't get announced here. And a lot of things didn't get announced here.
Also, no announcement of Virtual Fighter, or where's Virtual Fighter
no
6
new
too. I'm a little shocked that we didn't hear anything about that as well, and where they are in development of that. So, kind of interesting. Yeah, just 2 games. Any other games I could think of are pretty much it. No Gran Turismo. No idea of Gran Turismo.
But anyway, that's basically all the announcements that we want to discuss.
And there are plenty of other games too. Announcement.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other
so
things.
much other games too. So you can tell us why we didn't cover it. And why you don't like us because we didn't cover those games.
I mean, yeah. Because obviously we could cover all of them, but then this video would drag on way too long, and I don't think people want to sit here for an hour, hear us ramble. But yeah, what do you think about the state of play? Do you like what was announced there? What was your favorite game announced at the show? Let us know. And if you like what we do here, please rate, comment, and subscribe. I'm Mike with Isaac, and we are saying peace.